told your friend you're not okay.
What was initially expected to be a relaxed conclusion to a tour turned into the beginning of a new chapter in the journey of artist Kim Taehyung. Beneath the dazzling stage lights and a seemingly endless sea of audience voices, a moment slowly morphed into a legend. Many came simply to enjoy the final show, but left feeling like they had witnessed something far greater than a concert. From the moment the first spotlight hit the stage, the atmosphere that night was distinct. Taehyung's slowly emerging silhouette caused thousands of people to hold their breath, as if the room were filled with a collective awareness that they were about to witness something unrepeatable. As he moved to the center of the stage, it wasn't just the lights that lit up. It was the emotional narrative he constructed through his every movement. Nothing felt off. Everything flowed like a meticulously crafted film. His notes were steady yet textured, as if each phrase had its own character. Sometimes soft, sometimes explosive with precision, but always leaving a powerful imprint. Many in the audience who had come simply to see BTS perform eventually became admirers of Taehyung as a person. They realized they weren't just watching a group idol, but an artist telling his story through music. However, what made the night truly phenomenal happened after the concert lights began to dim. As thousands of fans left with their cheers still hanging in the air, Taehyung stepped backstage, and that's where the second act of the evening began. Without the sound of fans, without official cameras, without any script, he met legendary actor Lee Jung-jae, the star who shot to global fame through the phenomenal series Squid Game. The two were seen chatting casually, smiling genuinely, and even posing for a photo together. At first glance, the moment might have seemed simple, two major figures meeting and chatting. But for those who understand the dynamics of the entertainment industry, that interaction was like the first spark of a major fire that could potentially change the course of Taehyung's career. Fans, especially ARMY who witnessed it firsthand, immediately sensed something different. This wasn't a chance encounter. It was like the meeting of two artistic worlds that had always existed side by side but had never before intersected on such a deep level. Speculation exploded. Many immediately imagined Taehyung returning to acting, something he had long demonstrated his talent for. His work with Wooga Squad, his artistic approach in his short film for Composed Coffee, and his way of expressing emotion on stage, all evidence that acting was no stranger to him. Some critics even began talking about a possible collaboration between Taehyung and Lee Jung-jae, an artistic duet that sounded so big that the public couldn't contain their excitement. But the most touching moment of the night wasn't the interaction with the A-list actor, but something much simpler. Taehyung's warm embrace with the photographers, makeup artists, and creative team members who had worked with him throughout the tour. It wasn't a formality, it wasn't a photo shoot, it wasn't scripted. It was clear from his expression. A long burden had been lifted, a sense of relief had emerged, and gratitude filled him. This was a side of Taehyung rarely seen, one that showed that behind the glitz and glamour of the stage was someone who truly appreciated everyone who helped him. Inside sources even revealed that the moment happened without any planning. There were no big cameras, no media, just people appreciating their shared journey. Taehyung even reportedly thanked each of his team members individually, reminding them that no matter how great a success is, it never comes from just one person. This attitude is what makes so many love him even more. Talent can be learned, but humility is a virtue not all stars possess. In an entertainment world often filled with perfect images and measured performances, this kind of sincerity is rare. And the rarer something is, the more precious it is. For many fans, this is the reason they have persevered, grown, and followed Taehyung's journey over the years. Meanwhile, the impact of that spectacular night was immediately felt globally. In the United States, his name skyrocketed to trending status on various platforms. Footage of his performance spread like wildfire, garnering millions of views within hours. Interestingly, the excitement didn't stop in one region. In Japan, the phenomenon of simultaneously occurring in three major markets, America, Japan, and Korea, is not easily achieved. This is not the result of promotion, nor of scandal, but purely the resonance of his artistic work. American entertainment media began discussing Taehyung as an independent figure with a strong artistic identity, not just a member of BTS. Japanese media compared him to a classic film actor because of his dramatic and cinematic facial expressions. In Korea, industry observers called him a complete entertainer, someone who understands the art of performance holistically, not just technically but emotionally. All of this reinforces one point. Taehyung's growth didn't happen overnight. It's the result of a long journey, hard work, and the courage to continuously experiment. From musical exploration to visuals to emotional narratives, he always seeks ways to convey his artistic uniqueness. The short film Composed Coffee once showed his introspective side, while that night's stage showcased his free-flowing dramatic side. Two different sides, but equally powerful. That's why the idea of Taehyung returning to acting isn't a distant prospect. In fact, many believe that if he truly returns, he won't just try. He'll bring a depth that will set new standards. His encounter with Lee Jung-jae was just a small spark, but the public is already imagining grand scenarios. Taehyung in a psychological thriller, an emotional romantic drama, or even a dark and intense action noir film. Yet, beneath all the predictions and euphoria, Taehyung remains himself, calm, humble, focused on the process. After the concert, instead of getting caught up in the grand celebrations, he chooses to spend time with his team, joking around, sharing stories, and enjoying the simple moments he rarely gets a chance to experience amidst his busy schedule. For many, this is the quality that makes him so beloved. He shines brightly on stage, yet remains grounded behind the scenes. When the night ends and the venue lights completely dim, what remains is not just the memory of the concert, but the feeling that new history is being written. The effects of that night are still felt today, both in the media, the entertainment industry, and in the hearts of his fans. The big question arises: what will Taehyung take next? New music? A visual project? Or a big leap into the world of film? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear: Taehyung is not just an idol. He is an artist, emotional communicator, storyteller, and perhaps the next great actor ready to fill the big screen with an intensity that few have. If that night is considered the beginning, then the world may not be ready for what he will bring next. What is certain is that a new page in Kim Taehyung's journey has opened, and all eyes are now on him, waiting, observing, and preparing to be enchanted again. Meanwhile, fans are starting to bring their own imaginations to life. On various platforms, creative concepts have emerged depicting Taehyung in various roles: a character in a dark noir film, the main character in a romantic drama full of wounds, to a complex figure in a challenging psychological story. Interestingly, all the descriptions made sense, as if he really had the ability to transform into whatever he chose. On the other hand, the emotional relationship between Taehyung and his team, which was seen behind the stage, also continues to be discussed. Many are beginning to realize that an artist's power comes not only from what they present to the public, but also from how they build the environment around them. The hugs, the thank yous, and the simple interactions that occurred that night are now seen as the foundation of the warmth he brings to every piece of work. As time passes, one thing becomes increasingly clear: that night wasn't a culmination, but a gateway. A gateway to a new phase that will likely take Kim Taehyung into territory he's never explored before. The world is preparing, fans are waiting, and the entertainment industry is silently watching his every move. And amidst it all, one question lingers, growing stronger by the day. When someone has demonstrated that they can command the stage in such a profound way, what will happen when they decide to explore another medium? If that night was the beginning, then what's next isn't just about what he will do, but about how he will once again change the way the world views artists.